Hello and welcome back to Supine and Seated Yoga with some mild core work and a meditation at the end. And this class is drawn from Thursday evening classes that I was teaching at the Livery in Norwood, Colorado for 3 years. So we have some fun classes coming ahead of us and some nice yummy stretches, and they're all super low to the ground and there is no weight bearing on our hands or feet for this one. So thanks for being here. Let's take a comfortable seat and cross your legs. Take your left foot in towards the groins and the right foot can be right layered in front. So we have left foot in, right foot forward in a pose called Siddhasana. It's a comfortable seat. You might sit on a blanket like I am doing. You might sit on a pillow, something that makes you feel comfortable. Let's just take a couple of nice moments together to center, to sit nice and tall on the sit bones. Taking a couple nice deep breaths. Checking in with ourselves why we are here practicing on our yoga mat. Maybe there is a bigger reason than just to stretch our body, which is a wonderful reason on its own. But maybe there's something, somebody, or some idea that needs a little extra energy that you are practicing for. Let's take our hands together in front of the heart. Let's join our voices in an Om. Take a nice big inhale. And release the hands. Open the eyes. Take your arms up towards the sky. Interlace your hands and turn your palms upward. And stretch nice and tall from your seat through your shoulders, elbows, wrists, and palms. We'll take one nice big breath here. Pull the lower belly in and exhale, bring it all the way back down. Take your right arm up to the sky. Just a nice big long crescent side stretch. And switch to your second side, right hand down, left arm up. Just a nice big elongation on the side body, getting in towards between the ribs, lower back, and gently take it up and over again. So either we stay here or we might move that left hand out, bend the elbow, and take that right arm over the ear as we sink the sit bones down. So either have your arms straight up or take it over towards the side. And gently take it up and over, second side. Take your right arm out a little further. Take your left arm straight up, or maybe it feels good to take your arm up and over the ear to wake up in towards the crescent body. And gently take it all the way back down. Nice. Switch your legs. Take your right foot in and your left leg forward. Excellent. And we'll do that again. Take your arms all the way up. Interlace the hands, unleashing any tightness from the hips up through the shoulders, up the elbows and wrists. And exhale, release, hands all the way down. Take your left arm up and your right arm out. Take it nice and tall. Sink your sit bones down. Find new layers to unwrap, to untie. And exhale, switch, inhale, second side. Take your right arm up towards the sky. And switch to the first side. This time take your right arm a little further out. Left arm straight up. And maybe bringing it all the way up and over. Bicep towards the ear for a nice big elongation. Sink your sit bones down. And take it up and over. Second side. Last time. Take your right arm up. And bring it all the way up and over. Nice. And gently take it all the way towards the center. From here, we're going to take both feet together for Baddha Konasana, bound angle. You might put pillows or blocks underneath your knees. And we're just going to sit right here and press the feet together. We'll see if we can press all four corners of the feet together and tone the lower belly, and as we're pressing the feet down, we can also kind of anchor and pull up a little bit onto the ankles and get that nice traction for the adductors, extension, elongation, adductors, and maybe a little new feeling in towards the knees. A few more breaths right here. And gently release. Take it all the way back up. Take your left leg out and keep your right leg in. Take your right foot in towards the seat, in towards your pubic bone, and your left heel is down onto the floor. Take your left peace fingers around your big toe. Now you might have a strap, and then you'll just take the strap for the foot and make the arm a little longer, and maybe not take the foot. So take what works for you. Right arm up towards the sky. Give yourself a few breaths right here. Elongate, push into your big toe and pull away on your big toe. So there's a little tug of war going on and a nice circuit of energy going in the back of the leg. So the heel is down. There's a slight bend in the back of the knee. The right arm is up. And then we're going to take the hand behind your head and just lift it all the way up and clear layers on the right side of the chest. The hand can be on the hip too. It does not even have to be behind the head. Few breaths right here. And exhale, take it all the way back up as we came into the pose. Switch sides. Take your left leg in and your right leg out to the side. Bring your left foot in and be on the top side of the foot. So the foot is facing up and the right heel is down, toes up. Take your peace fingers around your big toe or bring in your strap. Take your left arm up and we hook the right heel down. There's a slight bend in the back of the right knee. Sit bones down, lift the chest. Take your left hand behind the head, right at the base of the skull, and lift up, or keep your left hand on the hip, whichever works for you. Lifting it all the way up, gaze up, clearing layers, untie knots in the left side of the waist. A few more breaths right here. And exhale, bring it all the way up, left arm up, release your hands, and bring your feet back to the center. From here, we're going to come into a seated forward fold pigeon pose. So left foot comes in and the right foot comes forward. So left foot is in towards the seat and the right foot is a diamond shape. And we have the pinky toe side on the right foot down and the hands comes forward. And this will untie knots and open pathways in the right hip. You might feel it in your IT band, in your knee. Press your outer edge of the foot down and engage the muscles. And we might stay right here. Some of you are going to fold all the way forward. You're going to walk your hands forward. You might have a block for your head, or you might just let your head relax down. So take what works for you. As long as you feel nice and plugged in and being able to stretch out at the same time. So skin to muscle, muscle to bone, fully plugging in towards the center line, and then from there extending out. Palms are down, active arms. Pull the upper arm bones in. Breathing in towards the right outer hip, lower back area, sacral region. In our seated, forward folded pigeon pose. One more breath. And slowly make your way upright and switch sides. Take your right foot in towards the pubic bone, heel to pubic bone, and the right foot is turned, so the foot is turned upward and your left leg is in a diamond shape form. And I like to have the heels kind of aligned right into the center line. So see what works for you. You might have a blanket underneath your ankle, something underneath your knee. I want you to press against the floor so you feel uplifted at the same time. So it's that fine line of skin to muscle, muscle to bone, and direct and organic energy extending out from there, from the midline. So We're not just plopping our weight down, at the same time holding the muscles in towards the bones so that we are plugged in while we stretch out. A little bit different from the yin classes that we also do this pose in. It's good to do a little bit of each and kind of see what the body responds the best to. And then choose what works the best. Press the palms down, lift the upper arm bones and plug the upper arm bones in. You can release your head down, you can walk your hands forward, softening the outer layer, stay strong in the midline, untying knots in the left outer hip. A couple more breaths here. And slowly make your way up from there. And we're going to separate the feet into Upavishta Konasana, wide angle. And make yourself comfortable on your blanket, on your sit bones, on your pillow. Heels down, toes up. And we'll come back to the beginning where we do a little windmill up to the sky and maybe over the side. Maybe we walk the hand out and gaze up or gaze to the center. Nice and gentle. Full elongation and full energy going out from the hips, out the legs. And switch, second side. Right hand down, left arm up and over to the side. Or keep your arms straight up if that works better. A few more breaths right here. And gently take it all the way up. And then we'll turn over towards the side. And again, you might bring your strap in around your foot, or you might just walk your hands forward. Make yourself comfortable in your variation of this pose, turning towards the side, the belly towards the legs. So it's quite a twist. Twisting the organs, twisting the muscles in the lower back. If it feels comfortable, you can take your hands on each side of the foot, or you might have your hands on the strap. Some of you are going to put a block in front of the foot and take the block. From here, inhale, exhale. Getting in towards the lower back, wherever the fold is for you to get in towards the right side of the waist and lumbar area. One more breath. And gently bring it all the way up and turn to the second side. Come over your right leg or the second side, whichever side you're going to. Take your hands over, pull the lower belly in, untie knots in the lower back, heels down, spread the toes. And again, you can either hold on to your strap, you can have your hands like me on the floor. You might sit upright here and twist and turn, or you can take your hands around the foot or grab a block for in front of the foot. So take where it works the best for you, where you feel the most joy in this pose. Upavishta Konasana. Wide angle. Breathing, twisting and turning. And gently from here, make your way back up. Take the left arm up and the right arm up. And then from here, we'll have active legs and we'll get to do the full forward fold. Maybe your hands are straight forward, arms are straight. Maybe you come down to your forearms. Maybe you take a block or something. Take your palms down to the floor. Extending from the seat, out the adductors, out the hamstrings, calves, and at the same time pull from the heels that are flexed, feet are flexed in the back of the leg into the back of the knees that is slightly bent, and plug the femurs in so we can extend from the hamstrings and out. So there's an energy going in on the back of the leg and it's at the same time pushing straight out. We'll take another breath right here. And then gently bringing it all the way back up. Nice. Okay, we're going to continue with one leg bent. So we keep, or one leg open in an extended angle, which is the left leg, and the right foot comes in. And put your right foot flat and the knee up to the sky. Take your left hand around your right shin. Take your right arm up towards the sky. And we're gonna bend over. You can take your hand behind your head. You can have it up next to the ear. So choose what works the best. Press your hand into your head if you have your hand around the back of the head. You can come down with your arm inside the left leg. You can extend your right arm. Some of you are gonna go and find your foot here for a full extension. So take it to wherever your extension is in the side body. It might be up here, just getting over in towards the side crescent bend. The key is to get the shoulder more inside the leg, and then from there getting into that nitty-gritty part where we've been kind of targeting in the lower back lumbar area. You can push your hand and your foot into each other, bend the elbow, untie knots in the lower back, enjoying a few breaths here into a variation of Mariegreenyoga in a side angle mixed with head to knee pose. And then gently take it all the way up and coming into your seat. And that should feel really good for the right side of the waist. Switch to the second side. Extend your right leg out and your left foot comes flat to the floor. Right hand to the shin ankle. That will kind of plug the shin in and keep the knee and the foot in a nice kind of bounded, connected way. Sweep the left arm up, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is plenty for the lower back. Maybe the left hand behind the head, and maybe we're coming over, press the hand and the head into each other. Maybe you do the dive down. You can extend your left arm. You can take your hand to the outside of the foot. You can dive your shoulder inside your leg. Press your hand and your foot into each other if you have your hand and the foot. We do not have to take a hold of the foot. We stop along the way where we feel the most in the side body, lumbar area. Undoing layers of tension in the lower back, untying knots, purifying. One more breath here. And gently take your left arm up and bring it all the way back up. Nice. And take your feet forward, please. I hope my feet are somewhat clean from always being in the garden. I think they're pretty okay. Take the arms all the way up. Bicep to ears. Bring the ribs all the way in, and then take your hands over towards the outside of the feet. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. And gently bring it all the way back up and bend your knees in. We're going to take your left leg in and the right leg over the knee. So we have come into a fish pose, twisting variation where right leg is over, left leg is crossed under. Take your hands to the side and take your left arm up and over, and take it up and over, second side. And take your left arm all the way up. Bring your ribs in and take your elbow on the outside of the knee. Sink your sit bones down and rise nice and tall in the spine. Twisting, untying knots. Breathing into each and every vertebrae. And exhale, take it to the front. And we go into switch legs. Take your right leg in and your left outside of your right knee. Sit nice and even on your sit bones. Sweep your right arm up and take it up and over. Long side body and second side. And come up towards the center with your right arm. Bring your ribs in. Take your elbow outside of your outside of your left knee. Right elbow, left knee. Twist and turn. Sink your sit bones down. Lift nice and tall on the sit bones. Twist each and every vertebrae as you're plugging in and extending the spine nice and tall, looking over your left shoulder. One more breath. And exhale, bring it all the way back to the center. Nice. From here, we're gonna come to the front of the mat. I'm gonna put my blanket to the side. You might use it for pigeon pose. See how you feel about that? So let's come back to the front of the mat where we were in the beginning when we sat facing each other. And now let's take your right leg over your left. So your left is in, we're just back into Siddhasana. Right leg stays where it is and the left leg comes back for seated pigeon pose. Take your right knee out to the side. Put anything that you might need underneath your right hip. Tuck the back toes under, heel up, toes down. Come down onto the forearms or sit up or come with the block to your forehead. Make yourself comfortable. You can have your back toes tucked under for active pigeon. You can flatten your toes out for maybe a little bit more passive since we're doing a fold hip opening. I'll count this as a seated pose for our supine and seated class series. Forearms down or hands to the forehead down to floor. So take your pick, what works for you. Making sure it has a nice, good open feeling in the right hip. The knee's happy, ankle is happy. So you could flex your right toes and foot and press down the little pinky toe side, and that should stabilize the ankle and send like a nice comforting signal up towards the knee as well on the right side. We'll take one more breath here. And then we'll switch and come to the second side. So take your left leg in front of your right and we come back to seated, comfortable Siddhasana pose and take the right leg and swing it to the back for our pigeon pose. Tuck the back toes under, heel up on your right foot, left knee out to the side. You can sit upright, you can come forearms block or to the floor or flatten yourself all the way out. And you can certainly also do this one laying onto your back and pull one knee into the chest. You can always press your left little pinky toe side down, and that way you will stabilize and feel a little bit more plugged in the knee, and the shin will kind of hug in so that we can have more broadening space in towards the femur and the hip socket. Breathing, softening, melting the upper body. Give ourselves another breath right here. And gently make your way back up. Take your leg back to the front. And we are going to roll down onto our backs or simply just lay back down. So make it your comfortable way down onto the back. Or take your hands around your hamstrings or on the side on the IT band. We're just going to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And stay right here and enjoy a nice little rest on the back. Bend your knees and take your feet flat. And from here, we're gonna come back to pulling the lower belly in, or I like to call it like vacuum sucking the belly in, so that the lower back gets to expand and the hip flexors get a pause and the SI joint gets a release. And we are not using the glutes or the hamstrings at all. We are just using the deeper abdominal muscles. So here we are, just pressing down the lower back in towards the floor, and enjoy just staying here, very active. And the breath keeps going. We don't have to hold the breath. We are just really focusing on kind of concaving that lower belly in and plugging the lower spine in and all the muscles in towards the vertebrae and all its nooks and crannies in there. And then slowly release. And we'll do it one more time, pulling that lower belly all the way in, vacuum sucking it in and holding it in. You can always go and check with your fingers if there is like any signal in there. And then we just hold it in. Relax the glutes, relax the hamstrings, just the lower belly, full activation of upward going energy and fully grounding energy down the legs at the same time. And release. And we'll do it one more time. Bring the lower belly all the way in. We are binding upper lower body together after we stretched our side bodies a lot and the hip flexors. Now we just want to also make sure that the front side of the spine is being plugged in and staying nice and healthy and aligned. One more breath right here. And exhale, release, take it all the way back down. Nice. Take your hands around the yoga mat, press the feet, press the head, adjust the shoulder blades, and lift the outer hips up. And take them back down. And again, bring it up. Use that lower belly that we just plugged in to lift up. Make sure it's helping you to lift in and up and getting your outer hips up. And we'll do two more here. Bring it all the way in and taking it back down. And again, bringing it all the way up and taking it all the way back down. Nice. Just a few things for hip flexors and femurs plugging in. So let's take the right ankle over the left foot. This is the left leg. So right ankle over your left knee, hands behind the head. So we can stay here and lift up and down. We don't even have to move the upper body at all. For you who just enjoy focusing on the leg work instead and the core work, we can stay down here. We could also take the left elbow over to the right knee and we vacuum suck the lower belly in and up and have a nice time connecting upper lower body and getting a little bit of strengthening core work. And just keep it going. Kind of plugging in everything before our twisting. We'll do 5 more here. And 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. And switch sides. Take your feet flat onto the floor. Take your left ankle over your right knee, and we're just going to start again to lift the leg up and down and turning and churning the left hip area, lifting any stagnation off of it. And you could take your right elbow to your left knee if you wanted to. Lifting your shoulder blade off, elbow touching knee. And we'll just keep it going. And each time we lift and each time we lower, we plug in the lower belly, vacuum sucking it in and up, staying healthy in the abs and making sure that we are using our core for our abs. We do 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. And bring it all the way back down And put your feet down to the floor. Take your hands flat. Lift up into your bridge. It can be a nice low bridge. You can, I like to scrunch the yoga mat so I can get my shoulder blades underneath. You might take a block for your hips and lay on your block. Or you might take an active form and lift your outer hips up. Press your feet down. Or take a passive form and put your hips, put your sacrum on a block. Last Setu Bandhasana. Lifting it all the way up. And exhale, taking it back down. Come flat on your back. Bring your feet all the way together. Take your right over your left. Left foot to the right side of the yoga mat. Arms out to the side. And tip over for a supine twist. Coming over to the left outer hip. Stretching the whole right side of the body that we've been moving about today. We'll just twist and turn any stagnation out that might still be there. You can take your gaze over or your nose over to the right side. And gently bring it back up. And feet flat. Adjust yourself flat onto your sacrum. Take your left over your right. Right foot over to the left side of the mat. And then tipping yourself over to the right side with the knees coming over onto your right outer hip. Arms out to the side. Prop yourself with pillows. Wherever you need to put a pillow for your legs so that you feel like you are within your range of stretching. Few more breaths right here. And gently bring it all the way back up. Putting your feet flat on the floor, adjusting yourself and bring your knees into the chest. See if you can take your sacrum flat on the floor and maybe even lift the lower back up slightly. So that would be a big stretch for the spine and the muscles around them. Keep your right leg in, extend your left leg. You can either have your left foot knee bent and foot on the floor, or you can extend your leg all the way out. Hug your right leg in. Either find your strap or take your peace fingers around the big toe and send your right leg up towards the sky. Or use the strap. Anything that works. Outstretched, hand to big toe pose. Supta Padangustasana. Plugging your right shoulder in. Getting some nice vibrant energy through the legs. Take your right leg out to the side. So maybe it's just a little tip out to the side. See, so it's comfortable. You can keep your energy on the left side as well. Pressing down your left heel, your left hip. Right leg drops out to the side. Use your muscles. Skin to muscle, muscle to bone. Plugging the midline. And gently bringing it all the way up, bending your knee in, and we are going to twist it over to the left side. Your knee can be above the floor, it can be on a block, or it can come all the way to the floor. Breathing into any of the tight areas. Taking the breath in. One more breath. And gently bringing it all the way in. Knee in and switch to the second side. Left knee in, extend your right leg out. Heel to the floor, or always keep your knee bent if needed. Take whatever works. Hug your knee into the chest. Plug your femur. Extend your hip flexor on your right side. Take your peace fingers around your big toe, or a strap for your arm, or a scarf or belt, something that you have. So there's a nice line of energy going through the arm and the foot. Take your right hand to your right thigh to just give a little reminder to your right side to stay down. Plug your upper arm bone into the shoulder socket. Extend the legs. Breathing, softening, and from here, taking your leg out to the side. So maybe that means like a slight tilt out to the side. Take it where you feel plugged in. Keep your right side down. The right leg stays down. The right hip stays down. So that it becomes a hip opener rather than just a falling over to the side. So check in that your core is with you and helping you to stay here. Take that lower belly and pull it in and up. And fill out all areas of the body with the energy from the center. And gently bring it all the way up. Bend your left knee and make your way over for a twist onto your right side. Tip your left knee over to the right side. Take your gaze over to the side, to the left side, opposite knee, opposite nose. And we'll take one more breath here. And gently bring it all the way back in. And hug both knees in. And extend all the way out. Arms out and feet out. From here, happy baby. And we have a little bit of a hip movement left. Take your arms inside the legs, hands outside the feet for happy baby pose. And I'm gonna come over this way for a little bit easier way of seeing what's going to go happen to the legs, because it'd be really fun. So we're going to hold on to that left leg and keep the right leg up, and bring your right leg all the way up towards the sky, and take your left knee towards the floor, right leg to the left side, and sweeping it towards the center and bringing it back up and over to the side and sweeping it around for a nice big kind of crescent and hip area. Release. We'll do 2 more to make it 5 laps around. So it's just like a quarter turn to the left and then quarter turn to the front, and then we'll bring it all the way back up and switch to the second side. Take your right leg down, knee down, and release the left leg up towards the sky. Take your left leg towards the right side, quarter turn to the front, and bring your leg back up, and using our abdominals here and getting into the left side body for a nice big stretch. And we'll just keep that moving. And we'll do 1 more after this. And come back to happy baby, taking both knees towards the shoulders, outside the chest, feet up, press your hands and your feet into each other, get the sacrum to the floor, lower back lifts, plug the femurs in and feel more plugged in the whole body. Lower back happy, middle back, upper back, and then gently bring it all the way in and hug your knees into the chest. Take your hands underneath the knees, and you can roll to the side and come to a seat. You can roll with me for 3 times. And we'll just massage the spine a little bit. I'll count that as 2. We'll do 1 more and then we'll sit up and cross the legs and come back to a comfortable seat. And taking your pillow or your blanket and find your seat. Hands onto the lap. Let's turn the palms up to receive, and to also we let go. We have like one stream of letting go and one stream of receiving into the palm of the hands. And we'll sit with that for a moment and let all the layers find its new place to be in our body. I'm hoping that you feel more open into the hips and the lower back and the hamstrings. There might be a little sizzling feeling in the feet, of more energy, being able to move freely through all the layers of energy in our body. Maybe the palms are sizzling with some great new vibrant energy as well. Sitting nice and tall. Checking in with our intention from the beginning of class. Maybe depositing a little bit more energy into it if we have some extra buzzing around us. Maybe it's already filled up. Keep the outer layer soft, the inner body bright. And gently bring your hands together in front of your heart. And we join our voices in an Om. Take a nice big inhale. And thank you so much for joining me. I love doing this, and I hope you also enjoy it as much as I do. I am so grateful for all the messages that I get, and I also am very grateful that we have this place that we can meet together in these times. And I hope this is some comfort and some really big self-care. It is for me. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I will keep doing these supine and seated classes for a while until we feel saturated, that we have many to choose from, because I think it's a really nice thing to do during these busy summer times when we're outside a lot, and maybe diving into a long thick yoga practice is not for all of us. So that's where I'm at, and thanks for being here with me. Thank you, and let's take a shavasana together. It's very important to lay down afterwards and let everything just sip out. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste, friends.